Hi, my name is Sonia Mainstone-Cotton, and I've been asked by Tony and the team to do a short 5-minute video around how do we listen to the youngest of our children that we work with in our churches and in our parishes. I think listening to children is a really exciting area, and often when we talk about listening to children, we tend to think about the older children, so maybe the primary age or the senior age. But I'm hoping that I can give you some ideas about how we can be listening to children from the youngest age too as well. And the ideas I'm going to share with you is based on a very, very long experience of working with early years and specialising in early years. And I've worked in the field of participation, particularly with early years children for a long time. I think the first key thing is about how do we know those children? Do you have an already relationship with them? And if you don't, then you need to find out. You need to get to know those children, and that's really key. I think when we do participation work with any age child, knowing the children and knowing what excites them and what interests them, knowing something about them is always really important. But that's particularly key with early years children. So it's a coming out, I think, doing participation work with early years children is about coming out of a place where we are curious about who they are as individuals and curious about how they see the world around them. So if that's children in our church, it's about spending time with those group of young children. And when I'm talking young children, I'm saying very much that we can be listening to the views of children from the time that they're verbal really and can make decisions. And as we know, children can make decisions from a very, very young age. So, for example, with babies and with toddlers, they are perfectly capable of choosing what toys they want to play with or what food they want to eat or don't want to eat. And within our church context, it may be that you're wanting to find out from children about the provision that you're giving them. Do they like the toys that you have? Would they like to choose some new toys? And you can involve them in that by showing them photos, getting them to take photographs of things that they enjoy. Using photographs and film is a really good way of working with early years children. So as I said, underpinning that should be we're coming from a place where we know about them, we know who they are. Those really basics, you know their names, you know what they like, you know what they enjoy. And from there, we then gather their thoughts and ideas. So cameras and videos, I think, can be a really useful tool for us. Many of our children now are incredibly media literate, and there are pros and cons with that. But give a 3-year-old an iPad, and most 3-year-olds will know how to take a photo because they're really experienced in that, or their parents' camera as well. They'll probably know how to take a photo on there. So really nice and easy activity you could do is getting children to take photos of the things that bring them joy in their surrounding. That might be in their church, that might be in the church garden, or it might be at home, but get them to take photos of things that bring them joy. And then talk to them about it. What is this photo? Why have you taken this photo? What do you like about it? And they will be able to give you some ideas. This also works for children who have non-language, who are who don't have those that clear communication. They can still take photographs, and there can still be some indication about what it is that they're enjoying. And with that, it might be working with their parents as well and get them to act as a little bit as a translator. But very much this is about the children taking the photographs. It's a really fun activity to do. It's one of my favourites, and it's one that I would highly recommend. And if you want another idea around listening to children, get them to do some simple drawings. So a very simple idea. So you might say to them, we're thinking about a new garden for our church. What should we see in our new garden? What could we have in our new garden? Could you draw me a picture of what you'd like in the new garden? And get them to draw the picture. Again, you're going to need some conversation and maybe some interpreting about what that picture is. Again, you might want to involve the parents in that. But that's a really lovely way of interacting with them. The thing I would say, as in good participation work, when you're asking children's opinions, you always give them feedback afterwards. So if you asked them if they wanted some new toys, you would then show them at the end, look, you said we needed some new toys and we needed new cars and new trains in our church. We've bought you some new cars and new trains. So that feedback is really important so that they know their views have been listened to and been valued. They're very simple ideas, but I hope that's given you just a taste. So go out and try it.